Blue Coats, and we are here tonight for the 2023 NBA G League Finals. This is the Blue Coats' third straight appearance in the G League Finals, so we're hopefully that the third time tonight is the charm. I'm Jason McCall here alongside Matthew Maurer, and we'll throw to Nick Alstrini, who's down on the floor later on. But tonight we just want to go over a few things for the game to get started. So I want to talk about the Blue Coats' last game that they played. Their opening round win against the Long Island Nets on Sunday the 2nd. It was a 108-94 victory. Had a few players step up for the team. We had Mac McClung, of course, slam dunk champion, 16 points and 7 assists. Charlie Brown Jr. Threw in 16 points, 12 rebounds. And Braxton Key also added 15 points, 6 assists, and 9 rebounds. So we are here, 2023 G League Finals, against the defending champion, Rio Grande Vipers. And now we're going to, Matt, you want to talk about the...
Yeah, I mean, I think you look in the playoffs, Jaden Springer, the first-round pick from Tennessee, has been the guy that's been scoring most of the points for this team behind Lewis King, and as well as Mac McClung providing some really good firepower. But I think the secret for them might be Michael Foster. He's got to get going on the boards, and Braxton Key, who I really like.
Yeah, I really like the squad this year. I think we have a fighter's chance. Last year we were down a few key players in the final game that ended up being cut a little short due to some altercations on the court and things of that nature. But we have a full squad this year with some of our returning players with some new additions. And like I said, this should be a great first opening game here with a victory, and try to take it up in the game too. Any thoughts? Any additional thoughts about the game so far?
I just think this is going to be a tight, competitive game, and I can't wait to see it. And let's throw it to Nick down at the floor.
Thanks, guys. Nick Alstrini live on the floor, just moments away from getting the G League Finals underway here at the Chase Fieldhouse in Wilmington between the Blue Coats and the Vipers. And we've got a special guest just ahead of tip-off. It's your G League Commissioner, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Sharif, thanks again for taking the time to talk to me ahead of the game. So just kind of walk us through your 23 G League season as a whole as we get into the finals series.
Well, it's really been a season of being able to have our fans back in our buildings full-time, no restrictions. Always, here in Delaware, some really great stories with Mac, Jaden Springer, all the players that you assigned, and then obviously back-to-back final appearances, or 3 straight final appearances, actually back-to-back against RGV. So this should be a lot of fun.
And you see the crowd really starting to flow in. It was a heck of an environment last year when they had one of the games of the finals here at the Fieldhouse. What's it like? Just kind of walk through our audience here, kind of the crowd and kind of the electricity ahead of tip-off tonight.
Well, you got a very energetic crowd, is the way I would say. Especially, that's what we remember from last year. So we're expecting the same. And the good thing for the Blue Coats, they have home court advantage this year.
And now, Sharif, let's dive into a little bit of the X's and O's here. What are you looking for specifically here in game number 1 between the Vipers and the Blue Coats?
Well, kind of contrasting styles. So you have the Blue Coats who are a little bigger, more physical, and RGB is kind of guard dominant. They still have some physicality, so it should be fun to see the strategy early on.
Sharif, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy game 1 of the finals. Back to you guys upstairs.
And we are back. We are back. Have a few people on the sidelines down there. Look like a bunch of celebrities in the house tonight. I won't disclose all the names, but yeah, we're going to have a great game, a great time, and just happy to be here tonight amongst the fans and amongst the people. At least this turnout so far looks like the seats still getting filled. Going back to you, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, still waiting to fill up a little bit. Not as heavy in capacity as it was last year, but I think a lot of that has to do with the game time, and as well as there's a great game being played with Boston and Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have the Sixers and the Celtics are playing tonight in Boston. Go Celtics, shameless self-plug. But we're here tonight with the Blue Coats, who is the G League affiliate of your Philadelphia 76ers. So we're hoping for 2 wins for the red and blue. 1 here for the Blue Coats, and a win up in Philly for the 76ers.
Absolutely. And who is on the Vipers do you like the most?
I don't like the Vipers at all after what they did to us last year, so I can't really say I like anyone.
Yeah.
And I just want a good game. a nice clean game, unlike the one we had here last year. I mean, it really stopped the momentum of the whole crowd. Everybody was hyped, too hyped, and it was just a bunch of nonsense. Just play basketball, play it the right way, and just really want a good game.
Yeah, I'm most looking forward to Ty Washington on the Vikers. I really liked him last year at Kentucky. I'm hoping he can put it together in the G League and branch that off into a really good NBA career. I think he's taking his first steps this season and really having some stability for his career. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And, of course, Michael Foster, who I followed in the G League when he played for the Ignite, coming fresh out of high school. I was really a big fan of him. So, yeah, there's some great talent on the floor tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about Michael Foster. Why do you think he wasn't drafted last year?
Yeah, I think Michael Foster was just a situation in which there was so much talent on the G League Ignite team with Jalen Green. It just, unfortunately, I think just a bad time where he was at on the floor. I think a lot of times guys went into one-on-one, and he was the guy that was left on the sidelines.
I mean, because you look at our roster here, we have a few players here. Of course, we have the 2023 Slam Dunk champion, Mac McClung. You have NBA champion Patrick McCall, who's still on the roster here. He comes in and gets his buckets, like heats up like Benny Johnson, and then sits down on the bench. You got Braxton Key, you got Culver, Charlie Brown Jr., Xander. We have a full roster. Like I said, these guys have been putting in numbers all year long. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, sir?
Who has joined us upstairs at the rubbing shoulders with the big wigs down there. How was it?
I'm telling you guys, it's like Hollywood stars down there. We've got some big-time celebrities walking by. We had a chance to talk with the G League commissioner, as you guys know, Sharif Abdul-Rahim. We ran into Nate Burleson.
Wow.
Which was wild. He kind of
toe drag swag? We have a little toe drag swag? Okay, all right.
His brother's the head coach of the Vipers, so it's going to be a fun one tonight.
All right. Nick, you have any thoughts on the game, man?
I think it's going to be a good one. We got the X's and O's from Sharif a little while ago. The Blue Coats got that experience, right? A lot of those guys from the Vipers not really a part of that team this year. But the Blue Coats, Charlie Brown Jr., Braxton Key, those guys have been there before. Look for them to step up today. They got a bad taste in their mouth from last year. It's time to finish things off in the ring in 2023.
All right. So, last thoughts?
All right, well, everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you during the pregame show. We'll have some more interviews. We'll be back here at halftime to talk about the first half stats and everything that you're going to need to know ahead of half number 2. But guys, the crowd is flowing in. It should be a fun one in game number 1.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be intense. I think it's going to be really competitive. And I think at the end of the day, I think the Blue Coats are going to get the W.
Yeah, it's time to bring home the chip, man. Third time's the charm. We're not going to come here again and lose. We got a great home court atmosphere. Luckily, game 1 is here. And if you go to game 3, it's here too. So
it starts tonight, guys. Tip-off coming up on ESPNU. Catch us at halftime on DETV.